Londyn, I understand you were put on a scholarship earlier. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Kind of take us through that moment when you found out and your reaction.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me was just, like, I was so happy for my mom, my dad, more than myself, because, I mean, obviously they're the one that invested in me and put so much time and effort into me, so I was really happy for them. And this is something I've been thinking about since I got to Mississippi State. I promised my mom and my dad I would earn a scholarship. And that moment when I got that call from Coach, it was a great feeling.
Who told you?
Coach Walsh and Coach Leach.
How was that phone call to your parents after that?
It was great. Coach Washington, he had me on three-way with my mom and my dad, and it was just great. Like I heard my dad kind of like tearing up a little bit, and it was a really good moment.
Last year, you guys didn't have much depth at safety, mainly because of injuries with Fred being out, Jannari being out, CJ being out, Dylan Lawrence being out. The list goes on and on. But what's it like this year to have that kind of depth?
Oh, it's real good competition. Just knowing like we have depth is like it's just great because if someone does go down, hopefully not, but if someone does go down, we have depth, the next man up mentality. So it's real good.
I know he was playing cornerback at Texas, but can a guy like Jalen Green show you anything with his experience in college football?
Yeah, he's really good. He's been covering really good, obviously, because he used to play corner, and he can also come down and hit. So he's real good.
Going back to your scholarship there, I know you're working really hard to earn that. What are you trying to do now, I guess, to prove that you deserve it?
Just be the best football player that I can be. Every day go out, show the coaches that I belong here, show the world that I belong at the top, SEC, and just prove to myself and prove to my family like I'm that dude, and just keep going hard every day.
Obviously, we're talking about depth at the safety position, but how much does that kind of add competition between you guys trying to prove that you deserve some reps maybe over another guy?
Yeah, it's been a good competition, but that just only makes you better. Iron sharpens iron, and it's going to make me better as a player and make the team better overall.
How much did that help your confidence last year? Because, I mean, I'm sure fans saw your name in the starting lineup last year and, didn't know exactly who you were, but obviously you earned their respect by the way you played the rest of the year. Just how much of a confidence builder was that?
It was good, but, I always had confidence in myself. Obviously, I feel like that's what really got me to this point. But just knowing that, the fans respect me, my teammates respect me, that's a big deal to me. But I always had confidence in myself.
How would you kind of evaluate where this team is at from, the beginning of fall camp to from the scrimmage to now?
Yeah, I think we've made a lot of good strides from the beginning of camp, to now. I think we've done a lot of positive things, a lot of good on good. Coach Leach is known for very tough, long practices, and I think our mindset's been really good. And Mississippi Heat, it's been hot. We've taken that, and used that to our advantage. So I think we've gotten a lot better as a team, defense especially.
How good do you think this defense can be this year?
I think it can be very good. It can be better than, last year we just, up our standards every day, and just, the sky's the limit, and I think we'll be very good.
What's it like for you working with Zach Arnett? How has he kind of helped you develop your game as a whole and also just the whole defensive unit?
Oh, yeah, Coach Arnett's incredible. He pushes us every day to be the best we can possibly be, developing little things. And he's a great coach. He demands excellence, and running to the ball, pursuit, toughness, all that. So he's great to work with, and we've really embraced it.
Jett, you've been a Mike linebacker most of your career, whether high school or prep. How's that been in college, moving to wheel, playing some wheel this year?
It's been fine. The Mike and wheel are almost interchangeable. So I've learned both of those during camp, which has been good. I've been rotating at Mike and wheel, so I feel like that helps my versatility, to know both positions. But the wheel's been fun. I like it a lot.
How do you feel like that depth? Obviously, the starting group has got a lot of experience, but when you look at yourself and Rodney and Deshaun and Sherman, how do you feel like that depth's coming along?
Yeah, I think it's coming along good. We want to provide the defense with as much depth as possible. We want to do what we can for the team and just provide as much depth as possible, like I said, and just be the best defense we can be.
If the offense kind of makes strides this year, how much does that make things easier for you and you guys on that side of the ball if they were to take a big step up this year, like how they trended as last year ended?
Yes, sir, yeah. Coach Arnett always says, we want our offense to be, as good as possible. We want to score 100 points a game, but all we got to do is hold the other team to, 1 point less than the opponent. Obviously, we want to, throw shutouts every game, but, the better they do, that's great for us as well.
talked a little bit about your versatility, but we've heard a lot about that this camp, just the versatility in the linebacking core. How much do you think that could play a part into this season for your group?
They play a big part. You know, we've got a couple guys dual training, the Mike and the Will, and so the more position, the more defensive savvy you are at linebacker, especially, the better our unit and defensive unit's going to be.
What have you kind of seen from the defensive line? You know, a lot of those guys are gone. How have you seen guys step up there, and what's been your assessment of them?
Yeah, the D-line's been great. Actually, Coach Arnett pointed out the other day in the meetings and that they are pursuing the ball harder than any other core on the defense right now. And so they're busting their tail every day. They're tough, hard-nosed, and just running their tail off. And so they're going to be a big aspect.
Another year, obviously, you chose to come back. What kind of went all into that?
That was a really hard decision for me. After the bowl game, I went home to New Mexico with my parents, and the whole time, I was really expecting to declare. And then after just watching and talking to my parents a lot, we decided, come back for another year. I called Coach Brock and kind of told him where I was at with things. He gave me a few days, and ultimately decided to come back. And
What were kind of the pros from that you felt like it would be a good decision to come back?
Mainly for me, I didn't have too many kicks last year with the 10 games. I only had 12 field goal attempts. I felt confident going out into the NFL, but I also wanted to have a good year in the Davis Wade without COVID. A good last football season in case if NFL didn't work out.
What did the spring and the summer look for you, and what were some things that you tried to work on?
Yeah, this was my first spring here, so there was a lot of weightlifting, and through the winter, midnight maneuvers. So I got a lot stronger through those. We did our post pictures of weights, and I've definitely improved. My body fat went down, got a lot stronger, so I'm kicking really good right now.
We always talk about the strength and conditioning program here. Having a spring with that, what did you kind of learn from it?
I had to push myself. Midnight maneuvers are not easy. Yeah, pretty much.
With you and Tucker Day both returning, how good do you feel like this special teams unit can be?
Oh yeah, we're both fifth-year seniors. I've played in the All-American game with him, so we're very comfortable with each other. I feel like we can do really good things this year.
How about the return game? Obviously, some dangerous weapons back there with Tulu, and I know he's tried different guys, but that aspect seems pretty solid too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't really been anywhere where there's had big returners, but Tulu, after watching the bowl game and seeing what he does in practice, I'm really excited to watch that.
Do you feel like it'll be harder to kick in stadiums where there's more fans, especially on the road?
Oh no, I love the pressure. That actually makes me perform better. So.
What's your philosophy on kickoffs? Do you like to just kick it as hard as you can and boot it out of there, or what? What's the philosophy for you and Coach Brock too?
Brock wants touchbacks every time, so he always wants us during practice. He wants the guys to run down. I guess it's not a touchback, but he wants me to hit out the back every time. So my philosophy is just hit as hard as I can, out the back, good hang time, just a pretty ball.
If kickoffs were eliminated, would you miss that?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of the game, because it's just me out there doing everything.
Every day you guys have a special teams player of the game. I see that on Twitter. How serious do you guys take that?
Oh, seriously, it's a big competition. Every time he brings it up in the meeting, and everyone gets an applaud for that, and then he tweets it out, which is a big deal. And so it's pretty cool.